What happens when you realize too late that the love you walked away from wasn't holding you back? It was holding you together. My name is Lena, I'm 25, and I need to get this off my chest because it's been eating me alive. I destroyed the best relationship I ever had. And before you roll your eyes and judge me, thinking I'm just another girl who threw away a good guy, please hear me out. It's not as simple as it seems. Or maybe it is, and that's what hurts the most. I met Eli when I was 19, a sophomore in college still figuring out who I was. He was everything people say they want. Kind without being performative, thoughtful in all the little ways, consistent, steady. Eli never forgot a detail I shared. He'd bring me my favorite coffee during finals, rub my back when I had cramps, and text me good luck before every presentation. He didn't just listen, he remembered. We were together for 5 years. After college, I moved to his city, and we got a cozy apartment that felt like our little corner of the world. When the pandemic hit, Eli made everything easier. He watched my trashy reality shows, stayed patient through my panic attacks, even picked up my grocery orders when I was too anxious to leave the house. I look back now and realize how rare that kind of emotional labor was, but at the time, I thought that was just normal. At some point, I started to confuse his kindness with passivity. I'd ask where he was, who he was with, because that's what couples do. But when he asked me the same, I'd call him clingy. His friends were immature, I claimed, always gaming or going to bars. I didn't like the noise when he played guitar, so he stopped. And when he stopped, I felt like he gave up too easily. I wasn't trying to control him, at least not intentionally. I thought I was just protecting our relationship. But slowly, Eli's life began to revolve around me. And rather than feeling special, I started feeling trapped. Around that time, the doubts crept in. Not loud, not sudden. Just a quiet, nagging question. Is this it? I was only 23, and I'd barely dated anyone else. I'd never had a wild phase. My sister Holly and my best friends Raya and Mira didn't help. They were loud and independent, fresh off heartbreaks or on dating sprees, always reminding me I'd settled down too soon. Don't you want to know what else is out there? Raya would ask over wine. Mira would swipe through dating apps beside me and say, you could be with someone ambitious, someone who actually has his own goals. I started to wonder if Eli's contentment meant he lacked drive. I mistook peace for stagnation. The way he deferred to me on weekend plans, TV shows, dinner. At first it was sweet. Then it felt like he had no spine. I began testing him. Suggesting restaurants I knew he disliked. Activities I knew bored him. He'd still smile and go along with it. And I resented him more every time he did. My friends fanned the flames. He doesn't challenge you, Holly said. You're not growing, you're babysitting. Raya once said. He's not passionate. He's just there. And that stung because a part of me started to agree. I picked fights just to see if he'd fight back. He never did. He only asked how he could fix things. And that made me feel worse, like I was the villain in my own story. I told myself I was bored, but I think I was scared. Scared that I'd chosen comfort over excitement, love over freedom. So when I lost my job due to layoffs, I took it as a sign. Fresh start. Way out. Eli sensed something was wrong. He kept asking what he could do, offered to help me find new work, take a trip, try counseling. Gave vague answers. Then one day I just said it. I need space. I need to figure out who I am without you. He looked heartbroken, confused. We can figure it out together, he whispered. But I didn't want together anymore. I wanted to feel like me, even if I didn't know who that was. I left while he was at work. Packed a few boxes. Wrote a note. I told him this wasn't his fault, that I needed time to grow, that I was going back to stay with my parents. I thought I was being brave. I thought I was reclaiming myself. But when he came home and saw the car and the boxes, his face crumpled in a way I'll never forget. He got on his knees. Literally begged me not to go. And you know what I felt? Not heartbreak, not sympathy, just annoyance. I looked at him crying and pleading and I thought, this is why I have to leave. This right here, this is weakness. I drove away while he was still on his knees. First I felt free. Got a new job. I went out. I reconnected with old friends. I flirted, dated, posted pretty pictures pretending I was thriving. Eli kept trying to reach out. Texts, voicemails, flowers on my birthday. My friends said it was desperate. "He's not respecting your boundaries," Mira said. "That's not love, that's obsession." I blocked him. Freeware. But slowly, the shine of my new life faded. The cracks started small. My mom casually mentioned that Eli had started therapy, that he'd reconnected with old friends, started playing music again, that he looked happy. I didn't want that. I wanted him miserable. I wanted him to need me. Instead, he was thriving. And I hated it. He got promoted. He went hiking. He performed at open mics. He stopped texting. Stopped asking. He moved on. I tried dating. Met a guy named Marcus. Driven, confident, everything my friends said I deserved. But Marcus didn't care what I liked. He had plans. I could tag along or get left behind. I met Trevor. Passionate about his work, ambitious to a fault. But he treated me like a background character in his story. I missed Eli's attention, his care, his kindness, the same things I used to call weakness. Meanwhile, my friends changed too. Holly, who urged me to be wild and free. She settled into a serious relationship. Mira got engaged. Raya went back to her ex. Suddenly, I was the only one still chasing excitement. And all I felt was empty. When I told them I missed Eli, they brushed it off. "Don't romanticize the past," Raya said. "You left for a reason." But I couldn't even remember that reason anymore. 8 months after I left, I finally messaged Eli. I told myself I just wanted closure. To be friends. To apologize. He replied. Politely. Kindly. But he was done. He wished me well, said he was in a good place now, and that he didn't think it was healthy to stay in touch. And that's when it hit me. He'd healed. Without me. 2 years after I left, I saw the engagement post. Not mine's. She was beautiful. Soft eyes. Clean smile. Teacher. Volunteered with animals. Her caption read. He asked. Said yes. I get to marry my best friend. And just like that I realized. She saw the things in him I once did. She never asked him to change. She never called his love weakness. He just loved him back. I stared at that post for hours. Because it wasn't just a photo. It was a mirror. A reminder that I'd had the kind of love most people pray for. And I gave it away. For freedom. For noise. For nothing. So here's my question now. The one I keep waking up with at 3 a.m. What if the freedom I was chasing was never about growth, but about fear? And what if I let go of the only person who ever truly knew how to love me, because I didn't know how to love myself?